Shabbat Shalom. Were it not for moving to Dallas, I might not actually be standing before you here today. Many of you know the story. Many of you don't know the story. I began my working career as an actress, and it was only after a horrific year of enduring fires, floods, riots, earthquakes, my mother-in-law being struck by a car in Leisure World and killed, and my son being born and spending the 2nd to 3rd month of his life in the hospital fighting death, almost dying, that I started on my quest to find God. You either join God or you get mad at God. I desperately needed to know why bad things happen to good people. And I didn't want to be in a position of blaming God, feeling victimized, and just wanted to know that there was actually a reason for it all. And every place, every single one of us, no matter where we are in our lives, no matter what bad, challenging things are happening, we need to know that they are opportunities for our character to grow and for us to learn and to ascend in our soul's journey, but that also, as bad as whatever our bad is, it can always be worse. And the grass is not greener on the other side. Let us tend to our own garden. We know what that is. After the Malibu fires, we moved to Dallas, Texas. All those fires and floods and riots. And I had some extremely anti-Semitic experiences, which led me to the local synagogue, eventually enrolling my children, working for them as synagogues do. What do? You do this, you do that. Oh, come do that for us. You know, many of you, we've done that. And some of you are coming up, we've done that as well. But what I discovered in the South was that every single Jew counted. People had to fight for their Judaism, their heritage, and their identity, so as not to get lost in the vast wilderness of the Bible Belt. Had we stayed in Los Angeles, I don't know if any of this would have happened. God does have a plan for each and every one of us. We may feel like we're not on the path we thought we would be on. Dan, I was looking at you singing, remembering how you were going to be an actor and thinking about all that you did and how you were selling those sandwiches and you met your beautiful wife who you happen to still be married to, which is, Baruch Hashem, a big deal in this world. And you have your 2 beautiful children. And there you are playing your beautiful music that you've done for so long, lifting us all up. And we have talked. I thought, it's hard for me to watch the Academy Awards because I thought those were my people. But they are my people because now I bury them. And I ask myself when I bury people like Suzanne Plachette and other ones, what's higher, working alongside them, saying lines that are not mine, or sending them to God? God has a plan for each and every one of us. We just don't know what it is. So sometimes we may feel like what we have to contribute is minimal and that we're just going through our days and we're just passing time and we're doing whatever we can do to just get by, just get through. But remember what I said at the beginning, we don't know who we've touched in just little ways. All of you teachers that have touched your children. Like I even said with Sunny at the post office, we don't know. We have nurses here. We don't know how our life has made a difference. Even if we were working with longshoremen, we don't know what we said to someone that might have changed their lives. So each and every one of us is here for a reason. So we might recognize that maybe, yes, our life does have meaning, and maybe we do have a clear and defined purpose, even if we don't realize it. But what we have to know and what this Parsha, this Shabbat teaches us is that the reality is we all matter. We all, each and every one of us, count. The Plattises are here tonight. You count. I've been seeing you at Passover and a couple dinners, and I'm like, when are you going to come out of the house and come to services? And here you are. You count. Every single one of you count. When you're here at Shabbat, my husband comes out, guess what we do? We count. And we look online, and we can see who's watched online. They are anonymous, but guess what we do? We count. Every single person counts, especially when we show up for Judaism and we keep it alive with devotion of heart, mind, and spirit. V'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meodecha. And even more so when we pass it down. L'dor v'dor, from generation to generation, keeping that flame alive to illumine the future. Our parsha this Shabbat, Bamidbar, is all about that, counting and illumination. Every single Jewish person was counted. A census was taken. Those census counting things, those go back thousands of years. Each person was equally precious to the community and equally precious to God. In Los Angeles or New York, you don't have to think about being Jewish. That's why I said I don't know if I would have been here if I didn't go to Texas doing this. I might have stayed an actress. The culture of Judaism is present everywhere. You don't have to go very far to find a deli or a restaurant or some Jewish heritage. It's ever present and it's easily accessible. But in other parts of the country or even the world, it's not so much that way. You have to work at being Jewish. You have to make a commitment. You have to make a choice. You have to make an effort. And somehow, it seems almost imperative that you have to do this. When people convert, they're just coming back to where they were when they were with us back at Sinai, but they're making that choice to get back with their people and count. We as Jews are always in the minority, but we make a big difference to society and the entire world as a whole, especially after the Holocaust. It is even more important to hang on, to be prolific, and to count. What did Hitler do? He counted. He took stock. He went after everyone. We need desperately to replenish what we lost, and yet our world is very assimilated, and all faith-based religions are suffering, trying to not become extinct. We can all learn something from Jews living in more isolated communities, even here in the South Bay. We're a little bit isolated from the rest of the world, from Los Angeles. There's been a concerted effort to stay connected here on the outskirts of LA. Rabbi Yossi Goldman speaks about people who live in small Jewish communities. He says that they are more committed because they know that if not for them, there might not be anyone else to do the job. With fewer people available, they feel a deeper sense of responsibility and community. Interestingly, when those same people move to bigger cities, they often no longer have that same degree of involvement in communal affairs. Rav Yisrael Salanter, the father of the Musar movement, once said, "Every single Jew should feel as if he or she is the very last Jew on earth. And if they won't do what needs to be done, there would be no one else to do it." How many of you people on the board feel that way? Here it may actually be true. We knew this when we created Temple Emet. We recognized the need to do things differently, such is our slogan, as we defined ourselves and gave birth to ourselves. We didn't need a building. We just needed each other. We just had to have that desire to pray together, to play together, to travel together, and eat together as we still do. But we had that desire to be with like-minded people that felt the way we felt and looked to their Judaism the way we looked to our Judaism. Building a community of like-minded individuals who shared this desire. Every single one of us mattered, every single one of us counted, and still do. We are in membership season. If you know somebody, bring them along. We need more like-minded individuals to be a part of the Temple Emet family. Every single member can make a difference in our being able to not only survive, but thrive. Parsha Bamidbar is the first portion in the book of Numbers. We are in the Bamidbar, we are in the wilderness, and every single one of us counts. Hopefully, here at Emet, everyone knows how important they are, not just to the community, not just to the temple, but to the world as well, as a whole. We created something from nothing at a time when secular religion was waning. Our devotion, our collective heart counts. In the grand scheme of God's glorious plan, we matter. Each and every one of us will have left our mark. We contributed, we cared, we did the work, we recognized the need for however long we are here, we made a difference in people's lives, we showed up. Over the last 12 years, we have actually brought actively many children and adults into the fold with conversions and namings and b'nai mitzvahs and confirmations and more. There have been weddings and funerals, moments of majesty and moments of sadness, and all of it has been shared as one united family devoted to Emet. We all make up the whole, and each and every one of us counts. Every congregant, every volunteer, every sisterhood and board member, each and every one of us counts. Kabbalistically, the energy of this parsha of Bamidbar pushes us to face our opponent. Mercury has been in retrograde, it's just coming out today. Have any of you felt like you've been facing some kind of unseen opponent? It has been awful. Have you? Yeah, the worst, I think, almost ever. But let's not say that, because we don't want to get more worse. The force that challenges us, the force that drives us to understand how this energy works and operates in our lives, we need to get in sync with that flow. Only through this understanding, through the spiritual work and change that this time enables for each and every one of us, can we bring forth not only peace within ourselves, but peace for our world. We have a force that pushes us and helps us to grow and reach our highest and best selves. We don't know always what that's going to look like, but it's definitely there. That promise is there, and it's been there for almost 6,000 years. When we reach our highest selves, when we reach for it and we keep doing and plugging away at it, we are able to give more, we are able to do more, but most importantly, we are able to be more. And it is not over until we draw our last breath. And then the whole wonderful next journey begins. And may we go to that journey knowing that we did everything we could do while we were on this one. We can leave this world knowing that we made a difference and that we left it better for our having been here because we counted. Tomorrow is Erev Shavuot. We have come through the Omer period from Pesach until now, earning the right to receive the commandments at Mount Sinai. This Shabbat, moving into Shavuot, we strengthen our commitment to community, to God, and to Torah. Let us remember the sacrifice that we have all made to build this community. Look at the names on that tapestry that Mark and Sandra Reichert so lovingly made. Look at all the names around. Look at everything that has been donated and all the tribes and the Aleph Bet. Look at everything that we created. Go look at the pictures in the hallway. And Sandra Reichert made a beautiful book for Mark and my anniversary. I told her that my house cleaning woman was cleaning and stopped to look at this book, at all the pictures. And when you look at it, it is a glorious tribute to everything we have done in the last 12 years. I was like, who are these people? I mean, we were these people. What happened? COVID happened. And it's going to be gone. We're going to make it be gone because we count, we matter, and we're going to go forward. So my husband is going to work with Sandra, and hopefully we will watch that TV at our dinners, and you will see it continually running, pages and pages and pages of everything we've done in the last 12 years. And Sandra has been collecting that with love and devotion. So thank you. It is a glorious thing to see. May we all receive blessings on high for the devotion that we have shown for the purpose of sharing. Everyone who has donated of themselves selflessly, generously, of mind, body, and spirit, know that you count, that you matter to us, that we took on a responsibility 12 years ago, and we're paying it forward, we're keeping it going. May that responsibility that we took at Mount Sinai when we took this Torah resonate within us, and may we get blessings on high for the fact that we have kept it going. Look at this building. But even if we weren't in this building, remember, we created a community when other communities were broken and falling apart and merging. That's what was happening in 2010 when we made Temple Emet. So we're grateful to God to be able to serve Judaism, to serve Torah, to serve Emet in our humble community. May God bless us on high so that we can continue to go forward and share the light and the love that is Emet. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.